To use the Liquify tool, I want you to start by opening up an image of either a person or an animal. Either one is fine. You can just go to Google and find a picture if you do not have one that you've taken yourself. And then we're going to get the Liquify tool, which is the 3 wiggly lines. And there's a few different things that we can do with the Liquify tool. So there's the push tool, which we can click and drag, and it's going to push everything in that picture one way. If you want to undo something that you've done, there's the restore tool. I can click the restore tool, and then when I draw over an area that I've adjusted, it goes back to the original picture. I have the enlarge. If I click and hold, it's slowly going to make an area larger. Again, you can always click restore and go over something to bring it back to the original. The one thing to note with the restore button is it only lets you restore so far back. If you do a whole bunch of stuff on your picture and then you try and restore it to original, it may not go back as many steps as you would like. There's also a strength, a density, and a size button. So if, let's say, I want to enlarge the bear's entire head, I can make the size much bigger. And then when I click, it's going to make his entire head a lot bigger. Again, I can click restore if I don't like what it did. Then I can shrink an area. Let's say maybe I want my size to be much smaller. And maybe I don't want it to shrink quite as quickly. I can put the strength of the shrink down. And then when I click and hold, it's going to go much slower. So I can make that ear a lot smaller. I can also do a swirl right and a swirl left. So I can choose the swirl right. When I click and hold my mouse button down, it's going to slowly swirl the picture to the, just like the swirl right button, there's a swirl left button that you can click, and as you hold, it's going to slowly swirl to the left. Again, the strength of this, the higher that strength is set to, the faster it's going to go and the more it's going to do. And then if you don't like what you see, you can always click restore and you can draw over the parts that you want to go back to their original. I would like you to experiment with all of these tools and then save your adjusted picture that shows that you've used each one. So you should have pushed something in your picture, you should enlarge something in your picture, you should shrink something in your picture, and you should use the swirl left and swirl right. Make sure that you upload your original picture and the picture that you have adjusted to Google Classroom. And again, remember, it was these 3 little lines on the left-hand side that are the Liquify tool that we're using.